Good evening. Thank you. It's really noisy out there. The wind is blowing really hard. And it's so on a dark and stormy night, where do we go for inspiration? I go to the Revised Code of Washington. And so I opened up the RCW and I found 36.32.51. It has to do with district-based elections. And it says, there's a finding in there, it's passed in 2018, so it's fairly recent. The legislature finds that the leaders of local jurisdictions should represent the interests of the communities they serve and should be accountable to all their constituents. That's a really narrowing sort of view. It says that people that are elected should concentrate on the best interests of the people who elected them. Well, that makes a lot of sense. I remember my middle school student elections, they said, you know, I'm going to represent you whether I win or lose. What? I won. I'm going to represent the people who voted for me, and I'm going to represent the people who voted against me. So the legislature said that the representatives owe their allegiance to their community. They didn't say they owe it to another state. So if Nebraska calls up Kirkland and says, would you send me some money? The answer is going to be no. Nebraska? What? So, gee, Burien needs some help with something. Well, is Kirkland going to send some money to Burien? Probably not. We're here asking folks who are our representatives, our elected representatives, to represent our interests. We're asking them to not represent the interests of outside organizations, outside cities, outside counties. When the county calls up and says, would you help us out? It's like, there's county resources to solve county problems. Kirkland needs to focus on Kirkland problems. And that means that Kirkland needs to focus on people who live here now, not people who might live here in the future. We can't create a fantasy world and say, well, if we do this, then this kind of person will move to Kirkland. That's not what the legislature said. The legislature finds that the leaders of local jurisdictions should represent the interests of the communities they serve. That's present tense. And they should be accountable to all their constituents. We have to remember that. Thank you.
Thank you.